I'm Kelly, and I'm here with Peter and Lynn McIntosh. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly. Good to be here.
That's great. Now, I understand that you guys are Aussies, and how long have you been here?
We've been here since October last year, but we've been visiting this beautiful country since 2007 on a regular basis.
Well, welcome aboard. We love to have you. And I know that you've come out of early retirement because you're delving into a project that's near and dear to your heart. And you want to bring about awareness to everyone. And what would that be?
Well, last year we were introduced to a product, quite coincidentally, that helped reduce or neutralise radiation from cellular phones. And we thought, well, what a great idea. However, why do we need it? Surely everybody's using phones, so it can't be that much of a problem. The government must be aware of it, so there shouldn't be an issue. Why do we have to shield ourselves from any form of radiation? But the more we looked at it, the more we discovered there was a real issue there.
That's
Wow.
right. We actually started our own research, and we love our mobile phones just like everybody else. We wouldn't be without them. But once we did more and more research, we really started seeing how the electromagnetic radiation coming from these devices is really harming us, and it's really taking away our well-being long term. Now, the more research we did, the more we found worldwide was going on, and it really stirred up a sort of mission in us that,
Sure did.
you know, we really had to get going and start thinking about and doing something about this. So, like you say, Kelly, we love being over here. We've been here on holiday and everything, but you know, we really felt very passionate about this.
That's interesting. Now, I know that because you do have the passion, and I was also told that one of your dreams was just to travel around America, but you've put that on hold, and through your research, I know also that there's a lot of research goes into it, as well as the fact that it must be a costly venture. So I would like to ask you, what was the number one thing that has motivated you to come out of retirement and delve even deeper into this?
Well, when we were first introduced to this product, we were rather bemused because we thought the government must have taken certain action to ensure that items such as cell phones really did operate safely within our environment. However, when we really looked closely at this, we realised this wasn't the case. The sad thing is, the government of both this country and our own country and many countries around the world never put any tests at all on cell phones when they were first introduced. And this is the same with many other objects. I mean, you get ointments, you get pills and such, they have to go through some rather major testing with authorities in governments worldwide. But you know what? When they brought this out, it went under the radar. Nobody did any testing. And so as a consequence to that, we discovered that people are being subjected to the most amazing and deadly forms of microwaves coming off a phone. Now, it doesn't happen instantly. It's a very, very subtle and silent killer. But we have got so much evidence now that shows that the radiation that comes off these, or even worse still in some cases, the long-term use of these handheld wireless game controllers. So this is basically what drove us to make the decision to come over here and really get into doing what we can to create awareness about the dangers of EMR.
And I know that's really something that you do hold near and dear to your heart. And I know, Lynn, you were sharing with me as well that you have grandchildren, and what were you saying about the children being more susceptible to radiation?
That's right. I mean, we're parents, we're grandparents, and hopefully we have many, many more grandchildren to come, and obviously future generations. And we're very concerned because you get children using these devices, and we see that all the time now. Children as young as 2 and younger, where mum or dad is putting the phone to their ear to maybe talk to daddy or grandma or whoever, and they don't realize these dangerous electromagnetic radio waves that are going into the child's young body. And they are so open to the dangers of the radiation going in, because they're still growing, they're still developing, and their tissue is so soft. It's absorbing all this far higher than somebody like Peter and I, who are, you know, now in our 60s, and we're maybe a little bit over the top there to worry about it. But even so, we are very, very concerned about the young generation. So
the sad thing about the use of these phones is that children, particularly under the age of about 17, are far greater users of a cell phone. Seriously. You go down to a schoolyard at the end of their day's use at the day's time at school. The first thing they do, they walk out, they're all on this, they're texting, they're talking. They are still developing, right? Their brains are developing, their skulls are thinner, their cellular structure is growing daily, and yet they're bombarding themselves with the most awful radiation, which is going to have some rather terrible consequences in the future.
Exactly. And I think a lot of parents don't realize with the handheld devices, because most of the times the kids are saying, oh, well, can you get more batteries? Can you get batteries? And when they're young and they're just asking for batteries and you put them in there, I think everyone's thought is it's just battery operated. They're not thinking about the magnetic field that's going back and forth or bouncing off the walls or things of that nature. So where do you go from here?
Well, we've decided that we really want to hit the market hard, and we really want to get the passion that we feel towards us out to the general marketplace. And that's why we're doing this interview. We want people in the media to pick up on the story, whichever way they like, whatever spin they want to put on it. We're okay with that because it's all positive. It's all directed at saving lives. The company that we've formed over here, our mission statement reads that we want to save, right? We want to save over 500 million people, right, from the dangers of sterilisation. Because this is how bad it is. This simple game controller that children use now as a babysitting tool. When I was growing up, my parents would say to me, go and watch television. When my children were growing up, I'd say, go and watch television. Now, what the parents do is they say, get hold of the Nintendo or the Xbox or whatever it is, the video game that they're playing. And so the children don't just watch something on television, which is relatively harmless. What they're doing is they've got this in their laps. They're playing with it. They're focused on it. But where is it? It's right next to their organs, right next to the most susceptible part of their bodies. And they're not doing it for 5 or 10 minutes like we as adults might do on our phones. They're doing it for hours. And those microwaves are not linear. They don't go straight to the base of the base next to the television or the screen they're using. What happens is radiation emanates in a holistic form. It comes out in every different direction. It does not know. This machine does not know where the base is. It could be over there, it could be over there, it could be over there. Okay? So it's going in every different direction. And, of course, where's it going closest to? Right here. Right to the child's organs, which is most susceptible. And so that is why we really want to get the message across to everybody, the public, the media, to get the message out. The children in particular, our future, are in such incredible danger because of the convenience of these particular tools. This for amusement and that for convenience. And sadly, nothing is being done really in the marketplace to stop anybody from really going too far with this. We need to create awareness. We've come up with a product, which we'll talk about later, that can help neutralise these waves. But in the meantime, let's tell everybody. Let's tell everybody who's prepared to listen that these are not toys. That item might be cheap. You can buy it for $10 or $15 on the internet. But that particular item will stop a child producing in 10 or 15 years because it's neutralised so much. Basically, these waves that, if used in a microwave, will boil a glass of water in 3 minutes. Over time, what they're going to do is they're going to sterilise people. The rise in testicular cancer because of people or guys walking around with their phones tucked in their pockets has gone off the charts. We haven't yet seen the evidence from this because it's too new. But in 10, 15 years, when people go along to their doctors or their whoever it is that they're talking to about why can't we have children, the first question they're going to ask is, did you play with one of these as a child? Did you walk around with a phone in your pocket? Because that's probably why your sperm count's low, maybe why there are other problems associated with that. That's really what's got us going.